Okay, we are live. Second live stream of the day. Maybe I need different colors for this one though. Let's try something a bit cooler, something a bit more nighttime. Let's see. How do I do this? Click here and let's want cooler. Okay. A little more club maybe. Yeah, purple. Purple works. And let's see. That's so bright though. Now let's try purple. Okay, we'll leave it like this. Just like to change it up a little bit. Okay, let me tell the Discord audience that I am here. And let me get that background music going. Welcome to another, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Tablets and Chill. It's Monday, September 22nd. For some of you, it's Tuesday. I understand. Okay, where am I? We had a really good stream earlier about pressure curves. Went about 3 hours. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing for that one because the first hour was just some problems, technical problems. Let's see. What? Live stream, Tablets and Chill. Okay, let's find the Discord and tell the crew I'm online. Okay. At 7p. On camera. Live and on camera again for Tablets and Chill. Okay. Who knows who'll show up, but we do this no matter what. This is Red Bull. Kind of diluted now, but to be honest, I've had too much Red Bull today. I need to dial that back. Okay, and I think the audio is working fine. Double check everything is set. Water's there. And what do we have to talk about? Yeah, normally I would have done the pressure curves in this stream, but I felt when we do Tablets and Chill, first of all, it's hard for you to find a section I want to talk about. And so that's why I did a special stream for pressure curves. The second thing is, I feel like having a separate stream for pressure curves was the right call because it lets people find it easier. Otherwise, they'd have to search through a 4-hour stream or something to find out when I talk about pressure curves. But I had a few items I want to talk about. There has been a little bit of drama. I want to talk about that. Where are my notes? Here we go, show notes. So this is 2025, 09, 22, Tablets and Chill. Okay. So the first topic is actually related to pressure curves. And I'm going to show you, I found this, let's see if I can show you in an easy way. Let me move the comments over here. There was, I can draw it for you, but it might be easier for me just to show you the link. Give me a second. Driver drama. Yes, Voidats, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. There is some driver drama. Let's start with the drama, okay? So I'm going to go to Reddit. R Wacom. And let me project my screen. That is Mac with face, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Okay, first thing is, let me take this off of community highlights while I'm looking at this. Remove, because the live stream from earlier is done. I put, hey, hey, good to see you. I think last time we talked to you, you were getting your lunch. I hope it was enjoyable. So driver drama, what was it? Okay, so Wacom, Seoul has great service even on the subway. Okay, did not know that. So you're staying connected even underneath the ground. Interesting. Would not have expected that. Can you remind me, here, I think this is the right question. Is Busan a city in Korea? Rain, yes. I am also excited for and the reason I asked, you can probably guess, I watched this amazing movie called Last Train to Busan. I hope I'm saying it relatively correctly. It was so good. I love zombie movies, and I didn't think I would enjoy it, honestly. It blew me away how much I enjoyed it. Right? Absolutely one of the highlights of my year to watch Last Train to Busan. And I think one of the actors in that movie is like really famous now. I think he's in Marvel movies. So yeah, I loved it. Sad for some of the ending, I'll say that. Okay, anyway, driver drama. Busan is the second largest city in... Oh, I didn't know that. Because if... Obviously, the cultural context is not within my head. So I couldn't figure out, when I was watching the movie, before they got to the end, actually still at the end, I wasn't sure Busan was a small or big place. Because it never true... I mean, the implication that it's big since it's a destination from another big city, but it just was not clear to me. So it's good to know. I'm pronouncing it, love. Train to Busan. Good movie. And I think I watched it subtitled. And to be honest, I normally do not watch movies subtitled because I have to pay attention. I can't look away, right? I have to see. But it was so interesting, couldn't take my eyes off it. So whoever made that, congrats to them, because it was a fantastic movie. Anyway, driver drama. Okay, so there's a PSA I posted on the Wacom subreddit. And it's just titled, PSA means Public Service Announcement. Okay? Public Service Announcement. I don't know if everyone knows that phrase. It's kind of, in the United States at least, it's a well-known. Well, let's see, Harry's got a comment. Ma Dong-suk and Don Lee was in Marvel's. Ah, okay. Gong Yu was in Squid. I haven't seen Squid Game. I have no idea what Squid Game is about. I'm always scared of popular series because I've when something is too popular, it's like I kind of stay away from anything that's too popular because I'm afraid of being caught up with everyone else. And the baseball pit was in Parasite. I haven't seen Parasite yet. I heard great things about it. I want to see it. Let me look this guy, Ma Dong-suk. I want to make sure I get. Yeah, this guy. I like people who are characters. I just actually wrote that in the Discord to some Discord mods. And he just seems like such an interesting character. Oh, I see. He's got two names. Okay, yeah, he was great. He was in Black Mirror too. Interesting. Right? He's actually South Korean born American. I didn't know that either. Born in South Korea. And he forfeited citizenship, became American citizen. Good to him. He returned to South Korea. Oh, I see. He went back and he's acting. Okay, well now he's famous, so good for him. And he and I are very similar in age, by the way. My birthday is not far from this date. So he's 54 and I'm 54. He looks good for 54. I hope I do too. But he doesn't have enough gray in his hair. He should be having more gray, like me. Well, he's got hair, and I'm quite jealous of that. Okay, drama. Public service announcement. The new Wacom 6.4.11-1 driver was released on September 17th That was last week, I think on a Tuesday or something. And it dropped support for many tablets. I just want to talk about what happened here and the implications. So someone pointed this out to me, and they brought me this text, so I decided to make a PSA about it, public service announcement. So this is in the release notes. So I'm just going to open up the release notes so everyone sees the release notes, right? And it shows, okay, so let's just cover what the release notes say, just so everyone knows. The driver supports the new Wacom 114, fantastic. The Express Key Remote and Mobile Studio Pro are now fully supported in Wacom Center, good. We improved the updated touch size, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, please note, the driver no longer supports the products listed below. And very nicely, they say, for the latest driver that supports these products, download and install 6.4.10-3. Yes. Really, Hera, your Intuos 3 was still working with the previous driver? That surprises me. That surprises me. I wonder why that happened. But they dropped, okay, so Wacom dropped a lot of tablets with this driver update. Okay, a lot. The 490s, 690s, the Intuos Pro, the PTH X51 series, Cintiq 13, Cintiq 22, Cintiq 27. Lots of people are very upset. And they're just like, they think of this as very, very bad because lots of people are using the Cintiq 22, right? You're going to try the other, okay. And then, so a lot of people are like, I'm going to upvote this. I'm a mod on our Wacom, by the way. And yeah, so the Cintiq 22 is a big one. Lots of people are talking about that. And then here's another problem. This user Graycom says that sucks. I own a 490, a CTH 490, and the Intuos Pro Medium, and he doesn't want to shift between two drivers. Of course, who would want to do that, right? For something you already paid for, right? Right. Cintiq 13 HD is going to be dropped also. So this is a mess. And so what we realized, so Weasel 188900, this is a rude awakening for a lot of people. And Spirited Memory, I got caught in this driver update. So here's the problem. Just in general, people are habituated to install new drivers. And I think that's a decent idea in general, but here's what happens. Right? You should always check the release notes of a driver to see if they dropped support. There's nothing like getting a driver and it says, oh, we won't work with your tablet. Okay? Cintiq 13 works good with DeX. Good to know. Good to know. So people are in for a nasty surprise. So just number one in general, and I'm going to write this down in my notes, by the way, which is recommendations. I know no one does this, but I have to say it. Read the driver release notes before you install. Okay? So let's talk about this idea, which is you shouldn't upgrade to the latest driver. Yeah, Rain, you're right. You're right. Some use tablet. Well, you should see it theoretically, right? Because even though this is not the right phrase, some people, they've said on the Reddit, oh, this has bricked my tablet. Now that's not, brick would mean like your tablet has become completely non-functional. That's not what's happening here. They're not destroying your tablet. They're not like burning, hey Mir, good to join us. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Mir. They have not turned your tablet into molten metal, okay? It should be a little bit early for Mir, if I'm not mistaken. But tell us we're wrong, Mir. But the driver's not going to talk to it, so effectively you can't use the tablet. So, generally, the general principle you can do, So the general thing you can do is not install drivers, right? You can, I think it's a reasonable stance. If there's nothing wrong with your tablet on your computer, don't upgrade. Don't upgrade. Stick. I think this is going to escape some of you just because I'm older. But here's the advice. Don't go chasing waterfalls. In fact, what is the actual line here? Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna find this out. Yeah, here it goes. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Okay? And I'm saying that a little bit as a joke, but the point is, with drivers, it honestly is it is. I used to hate that song with a passion, but now, like 30 years later, I'm like, hey, it brings me now a lot of nostalgia void-outs. So don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. With driver updates, I think the best policy is don't upgrade unless there's a reason. And what are the reasons? There is something wrong that you're sure the driver update will fix, or relatively sure. You should just stay, or there's a security issue, like they're telling you, oh, the old drivers. I've never heard of a security issue in a Wacom driver, but it's possible, or any driver. But you should probably avoid just upgrading like that, okay? So let's assume you're doing that and you're just not upgrading, and you've got, Wacom CTH 490, and you're like, I'm okay, I'm never going to install the latest Wacom driver. That strategy will work until, and this happens every time, even if Wacom, just like now, they've introduced a breaking change, meaning they're dropping support, you're shielded from that, right? Because you're not upgrading. What happens is Windows or Mac OS will do something. They will do something. It's not Wacom's. I mean, Wacom can still drop support, but you should be shielded from it. However, Windows or Mac OS will do something. They will change an API, or they'll do some new security thing, and that's just the nature of the business. And that change in Windows or Mac OS will do something to your current driver, which will mess it up, and then you're forced to get the new driver. And when you install the new driver, your current tablet no longer works. And that's exactly what happened with everyone on Mac OS. So Windows people are unaffected. You can stick with the old driver as long as you want. Mac OS, people on Mac OS who upgrade to Mac OS 26 are, what's the technical term? Hosed. Because the old driver doesn't work correctly on Mac OS. At least many people are reporting that. So they have to get the new driver, but the new driver drops support. So they're stuck. Now they're stuck, right? The end is inevitable. Oh, let's see. Hera's got a comment. Hera, if there's anything, first of all, thank you for telling me you tried it. I appreciate you even looked at the document. If there's anything, I tell you what. Number one, if there's any way the document could have been better, please let me know. I'll absolutely help write it. Number two, if you want, I will have a not a live stream, but on Discord, I will set up an actual Discord call with you to walk you through it so we can do it together. Okay, that's how much I want to make sure you have a great experience. Let me know if you want that, and we can do that, and we can just make it work if you want to. But I want to make sure you are getting your system working, okay? So just let me know. Just let me know. I wouldn't make that offer to everybody, but Hera is amazing, so I'm gonna make sure that she's got things working. That's what they call white glove treatment, special treatment I'll give to Hera. So yeah, this is the problem. A lot of people in Mac OS who upgraded to Mac OS 26 are going to have problems here. They're going to have problems here. So it's unfortunate. There's no choice, though. There's no hope for this. It's going to happen anytime. Now, what you notice, though, let me just go ahead and go to my document website. Let me tell you why this has another interesting thing for us to talk about. 451. I want to get... So 451, I have to look this up sometimes. Oh, Hera. Hera says, oh, you... I'm not joking either. I will do it. I will set up a special call. Mir, it's not that late. It's only 10 p.m. for me. Only 10 p.m. I'm on the West Coast. I was about to say left coast, but I'm on the West Coast. Okay, so here's why this is relevant. Beyond just the tablets that are... This is why I call this driver drama. So in Intuos Pro, PTH X51 was released in 2013. Okay? What year is it now? 2025. What's the difference? I believe if I do the math, that's 12. 12 years. 12 years, okay? We generally assume Wacom will support a tablet for 10 years, okay? So let's do a little bit of calculation. 2017 plus 12. 2029. Okay, so that I believe 2029 or 2030 is, I believe, the last date. By the way, Wacom has not told me anything. I believe that's the last possible date they are going to support the Intuos Pro 2017 series. Okay? Maybe they might do it 2 more years because the small version came out in 2019. I doubt it. Oh, Mir, you have to go? Okay, sorry to see that, but make sure you guys like and subscribe. I have never asked anyone to like or subscribe anything, by the way. Yeah, Voya, it's good that you did not buy it because this is what's going to happen. I thought we'd be safer probably a little bit longer, but for those of you who have an Intuos Pro 2017, I believe that the clock is ticking. If you have a PTH 860, 660, or 460, the clock is ticking. I will bet you by 2029 they will drop support. Maybe even sooner. Maybe 2027. I don't know. I think it's going to happen. I think it's definitely going to happen. When? Definitely by 2030. I know it seems like forever, but if you use your tablet every day and you're really happy with it, that forever was going to come real soon. Real quick. Okay, so what do you do when your tablet is no longer supported by Wacom? You can't stick with your old driver forever. That'll work for a while, but Windows or Mac OS will eventually do something that requires a driver update. And you remember, Windows gets updates every Tuesday of every month. They call that Patch Tuesday. So every month there is some potential that you're gonna have to upgrade. It's not Wacom's fault. They're going to have to deal with Windows, right? And they're gonna have to deal with Mac OS. Bye, Mir. Bye, Mir. Good luck on your classes. Let's see. Hera says, when I tried to set up OTD, Hera, you might check the OTD Discord because they might have a config file for the Cintiq 13 HD. Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay, but if you have to move to Huion, that's okay, but you've already got equipment. I want to make sure it works. Okay, so OTD is your only option after that. Or don't use a driver. In some tablets, you have to use a driver. It's much better if you do. So it's a tough situation, but if you're a Intuos Pro 2017 owner, you got to be prepared. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So now, I tell you all, I have some time at Microsoft for like almost 30 years, and I wanted to share a little bit from the other perspective. Okay? And I know some of you may be angry at Wacom, especially when your device is no longer supported. But I want to give you some insight on what it's like from the other perspective. Now, I don't really have any relationship with Wacom. I certainly don't talk to their engineers. But I'm going to brag a little bit. I have definitely shipped software. I have made decisions that have impacted Windows. So I've made decisions that affect the security of Windows. I've been involved in decisions that have affected the security of Windows. So if you're running Windows right now, something I did, a discussion I had, affects how secure you are, right? It affects some other things, by the way, but it affects how secure you are. I'm very proud of that fact, but also I'm telling you this because when you do something like that, when you're involved in decisions with software that impact a billion people, you have to think about them carefully. And I just want to share some of the insight of being from that world, okay? And the reason I bring up that experience and that time is there's a hidden element that probably users don't know from our perspective. Let's see. We all have a piece of 7 in our... That is true. That is absolutely true. I mean, like, I could show it to you, or I could talk about the areas, but trust me, decisions I made affect you right now. It affects you if you're using security. It probably almost certainly affects you still if you're doing email with anyone who uses Outlook, the client or the server. Exchange, and some other things as well. And I'm endlessly proud of my time at Microsoft. I loved being a Microsoft employee, and maybe one day I'll be back. Knobtron, the answer to your question is, let me make sure I understand. I've heard of an XP Pen 15.6 V2, but I've never heard of V. Can you send me the link, Knobtron? Thank you. Why does any software company ever drop support for anything? I know it seems like a crazy thing to do. Like, you have users, they're using it, and you drop support. Why would you do it? And the answer is, it's customer support. And you're probably thinking, well, that's a crazy answer because you're not supporting me well. You're not supporting me very well if you drop support. Here's the truth. Every older versions of anything still, we've already made our money on them. I'll pretend like I'm a tablet brand, okay? I've sold you a tablet 10 years ago. I made my money on the tablet 10 years ago, okay? From now on, for you and me, any question you have is cost for me. Like, I have to hire support staff, and they have to maintain a knowledge base, and they have to be trained in supporting every tablet I ever made and every tablet from the distant past, okay? And OS has changed, and the way, all sorts of things happen. They drop support because it just costs them more time. It's not irrational to drop support. There are reasons for it, and how you make the decision of whether you drop support for something maybe is a little complex. But I hate to say this, but like, you have to believe that they're not trying to just mess with you. Would you rather that they support something? Let's put it this way. If you need help today, would you feel okay knowing that your request for help is delayed behind someone who's running, using a Wacom tablet with like a computer from 30 years ago? Like, because it costs. Even if it doesn't cost you money, it costs them. So it's rational to drop support for things, okay? Beyond the reason of greed, beyond just wanting to make more money to upsell, or not upsell, but like to have them upgrade, it's a reality, okay? Lots of features in Microsoft, there are features we do not implement. They would be cool, but we know that people are going to be so confused by it that they'll call us up and say, I need help. And that's going to cost us a lot of money. Support is expensive. You probably don't know how much expense it is, but trust me, you would not believe the amount of money that's spent on customer support in any product. It is stunning. The answer is, what's your budget? Yeah, these are good. Okay, Rain says, and it makes sense to drop support older products to increase support for new. Yes, that's right. That's exactly right, Rain. Is it nice? I mean, does it feel nice when your product is stop support? No, of course not. Right? And what's frustrating for a user is Nothing is wrong with the hardware. Nothing is wrong with the hardware, and then suddenly you can't use it. And so that's never a good feeling. That's why you should, prepare for this event psychologically and financially, I guess. And you should, know your options. Your only answer really right now is Open Tablet Driver. Now, is it fun to set up? No. Does it support every feature? No. Is it complex to set up? Yes. The Open Tablet Driver crew do a great job of supporting tablets, but configuring it in the same way that you configure from Wacom Center or something is very challenging. And I don't mean to criticize the Open Tablet Driver crew. They've actually done a fantastic job. It's just that if you have to really configure it the way you'd expect, you can't get the same feature set. But for core drawing, with some clicks, you'll get there pretty fast, actually. Okay, so I just want you to know there is an option. It would also bloat up software keep support for. Yes, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right, Hera. It would create a code base that it's. And this is probably exaggerating to say it becomes like a rat's nest, right? I've never even seen a rat's nest. I just assume it's like spaghetti. Like there's just a whole bunch of different complications going on, and that's tough to deal with. It has a cost to maintain, right? Like you have a lot of inertia around the old thing, and like you can't accelerate and get the new stuff. Okay. I'm not going to say this name because I don't know how to say it. Nice avatar, by the way. Venom, right? Just ordered a Canvas 16 Gen 3. Hope I don't regret it. It's size-wise is my first tablet. I don't think you'll regret it. It's a nice tablet. And join the Discord and tell us how it's working for you. And but just so everyone knows, I'm going to put the Discord link in the chat. Okay. And Monty, thank you for joining, Monty. I appreciate it. It's a matter of financial feasibility. Yes. Gosh, I am. I'm going to start another YouTube channel that's focused on communication and working and things related to that. But I'm going to just and maybe a little bit about software development, or I should say product management. But I actually want to talk about, Monty, your comment really inspired me actually to talk about something. And this is hard. This is really hard to convey. But one time I was talking to one of my good product manager acquaintances. His name is Rajesh, and I just admire this guy. Honestly, he's not as appreciated as he should be. He's appreciated, but like he's wise. He's wise, and he has heart. And I learn a lot from him. Very inspired by him. And this is over a decade ago. He said, "You have to have your heart." He actually did this motion. I think you have to have your heart broken as a program manager or product manager. You have to have your heart broken one time, and then you're a very different person after that. And he meant that about software. I'm sure it's true about other things as well, but personal relationships. And I really resonated with me. And once you have been part of a project that has failed, and I've been in several projects that have failed. Actually, you learn something, and what you learn is you never want to you become harder about the decisions you make. And sometimes you have to give up things to get better things, right? And it's hard to say no, right? It's hard to say I'm not going to do something. And so dropping support is kind of like that. When you realize that the financials of it when the financials of it mean that you are going to not be able to help your customers who are buying products right now, customers who are paying your salary, right? Instead, you're focusing on, you have to cut things, you have to not do things. And that's a painful thing because you want to help everybody. So I just wanted to let you know that it's not easy to make decisions like dropping support. It is painful for people, okay? So that is important to understand, and I'm sure that they don't take these decisions lightly. And so I won't criticize them for dropping support. I think I would have a request for Wacom or any brand. I've actually never seen Huion or XP Pen drop support, but they're relatively new brands. If I had one request is, I hope what Microsoft does is when they have a product, they tell you how long it's going to be supported. And let me show you an example of this. Let's go back to, okay, Windows support lifecycle. Yeah, I think this is, I want the actual dates. Nobtron, I just want to make sure you know, you should not buy the XP Pen 16 Gen 2, second gen. You should not buy that one. It has too much diagonal wobble. I do not recommend that, right? I mean, it might work for you, but like, I would not recommend it because it's got excessive diagonal wobble. Let me try to find another way here. Windows support end of life dates. That's what I want. Yeah, here we go. This should give us what we need, right? So let's try Office. Let's see what they say. Yeah, here we go. For Office 2024, October 1st. So support starts on October 1st, 2024. It's going to end in 2029. So they're very clear with you. You know, in 5 years, you've got to move to the next version of Office. They're not hiding anything. They're just telling you, okay? And I don't know if Wacom publishes something like this. I can check. I've never heard of it. Wacom support, product end of life dates. Let's see if they, okay. Look what do you call this thing? Wait, what? Hera, can you explain what you mean, please? Not, because maybe I'm confused. Oh, the Artist Pro 16. Yeah. Artist Pro 16 Gen 2 is fine. Yes, that is good. The non-Pro, do not recommend. Okay. Thanks, Hera. And remember, if you need help with the OTD thing, just let me know, okay? Thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Okay, so the AI says end of life dates. I don't know. This is AI, so I don't know if... Oh, that's what you mean by second gen and gen 2. Okay. I go by... Yeah, I see. Do they have any? They list the ones they don't support, which is actually interesting. I'm going to save this because I want to get to this later. So I'll keep that. Quite a few. But eventually this list will only grow. What I want them to do is say, hey, and I'll ask them. Let me put it in my show notes. I'm going to ask them to end of life dates. Ask Wacom about EOL dates for their products. Okay, so I'll ask them. I have a contact now in Wacom, and I think she can help me out. At least I like to ask, and she's super nice too. Okay, okay, what? So that's the thing, and it's sad. I know some people are gonna be super frustrated. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look. And you'll see this, actually. Driver. Relevance. No. Recent. Hot. New. Here's one. DTK 22. Yep. That was my PSA. Here's another one. The Cintiq 27. CTL 4100, Wacom bricked, and I don't think they really bricked it, but yep, here we go. Actually, I don't know if that's related necessarily. But this is probably the same thing. This is probably related. And this is, again, a PSA. I said not to upgrade to the Mac OS 26 yet. And there's a ton of comments there. Here's another one. So people are, it's popping off. Is popping off the right word? Okay. So that's the driver drama. So don't be too angry at Wacom. Honestly, it's going to happen to all of us and all of their products eventually, and it's natural, right? We may not like it, but they give like 10 years. That's not bad. That's not bad. Gen 2 is 485. Is that within your budget, Noptron? That's a good tablet. It has a little bit of a very slight amount of diagonal wobble, which you can knock out with smoothing. Monty has an XP Pen 15.6 Pro V1 with a dead screen. I'm using it now like that's a good use for it, and that's a very nice size, right? So, okay, that was my driver drama. Now I gotta find. Okay, so earlier, I do want to mention this just so everyone knows about it. Let me find it. I did a live stream called Always Be Curving, Use Pressure Curves and Create and Clip Shape Paint. So that was a long live stream. The first hour is me setting up, so you can skip it. But you might learn a lot about it. And I'm going to make a real video about it, but I just want to make sure you knew this is there if you can't wait. I'm going to try to make a very condensed version of it, which covers everything, but is just like hits the main points. Actually, I might make two, one super simple one and one that's like, okay, here's the real data, the real deep info. Okay, Ahmet, good to see you. I just saw the budget standalone tablet video. Any thoughts of doing a video for more premium standalone tablets? Okay. So there's something. Can someone on the Discord find the link for the tablet we found on that someone found on FCC site? I'd love to. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. 1 second. Sorry, I'm seeing a very interesting comment. I just kind of spaced out there for a second. Give me a second, Ahmet. Are you on our Discord, Ahmet? I think you might be. Because I think that name sounds very familiar. I'm not answering your question quite yet. I'll get there. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Hang on. You're on. Okay, good. I thought when we saw your name. Yeah, you're. Yeah, I think I know exactly. Okay, fantastic. Oh, I see. Yes, that's what I thought. Nice PFP, by the way. I appreciate it. I'm curious who the character is, though. We are hearing rumors that there is a MoveInk Pad 14. Okay, that's what we're hearing. with a Snapdragon processor. Okay. So here's the deal. I will get that. 100% I'll get that. Okay. I will review that. Ahmed. So right now, that's the only one I would get, and because I'm having a lot of fun with the Moving. Now, I would like things to be better with, the Moving Pad 11, but I think the Moving Pad 14 would be very, very interesting for me. Okay, based on the information we have, and I will absolutely buy that, and I'll actually do a video or something on it. Nobtron, are you in an urgent rush to get one? And the reason I say this is I think that if you can wait just a little bit, you might find more deals on things closer to the end of the year. Okay. Now, Canvas 13 Gen 3 is a great choice, honestly, but I totally understand the desire to get a larger tablet. Okay, I totally get it. You've already got a Canvas 13, it sounds like. Is there any chance you can try cut out a piece of cardboard that mimics the shape of the 16-inch and just see if that will work for you? But overall, performance-wise, the Canvas 13 Gen 3 is actually very good. Honestly, it really qualifies almost like a pro level tablet from a few years ago. That's how good it is. Let's see. Okay. So, where was I at? Okay. We talked about the driver. We talked about the curving. Let me see if there's anything else I want to bring up in this session. I did some testing of IAF, and I just want to make sure people saw it. Give me a second, and let me find it, and I'll get there. Where is that? There we go. Subjective IAF testing. And I did show this before, I know that. I just want to make sure that I show you these things. Where is it? It's under public, that's what it is. Okay. So subjective IAF testing. And I'm collecting some data here. It's published. But I'm just going through there. Instead of giving gram force, I'm just doing what it feels like to my hands and to my brain, whether it's low, high, or medium, or typical. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'll revisit this. I'll redo this testing again in a few weeks so that I can give you, multiple measurements. Okay, and then let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, I want to talk about the Moving Pad. I just did. Oh, sorry. Let me make sure people understand what I'm talking about. I did a video today called "Budget Standalone Drawing Tablet Recommendations for 2025." Hasn't gotten many views, which is fine. I don't care if things get views. What I care is the information's there if people need it. And I just wanted to scan through there a little bit and just make sure you guys know what it is I talked about. So basically, I started off talking about, these 6 tablets, okay? And then I quickly mentioned that I don't recommend the Huion Canvas Slate 11 and 13. Bad pen, basically. But then I talk about the 4 other tablets, which are right here, okay? And I'm gonna fast forward to the end of the slide, or end of the presentation, which is this, okay? Each tablet has its strengths and weaknesses. The Moving Pad has absolutely the best drawing. It's the best drawing. It isn't the best performance. right? If drawing is what's important to you, this is good. We think there's going to be a moving pad 14, so I'm going to get that, and that should be even better. Galaxy Tab S9, the basic all-around Android tablet. Get it for that reason, and it has better performance, but the drawing experience is just okay. XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad, which I like, I want to make people know that. It's got a great drawing experience. The tilt sucks. It's awful. But disable tilt in your brushes and it's fine. I don't use tilt, doesn't bother me. But what's interesting here is you can use it as a pen display. Sorry, you can use it as a drawing you can use it as an Android drawing tablet, you can use it as an external monitor, and you can use it as a pen display. So I like that versatility. I really like that. XP Pen Magic Notepad is basically a smaller version of the Magic Drawing Pad without DP-in support. And it's much cheaper. It's like $325, right? It's a huge discount. Let me find the actual price. So you might want to consider that actually. Yeah, it's $325 exactly. So yeah, check out the video. I want your feedback. What happens here is I have some stats from my YouTube channel and the Reddit and the my document site. And what I've discovered, let me see if I can show it to you actually. Where is it? Well, I'll show it to you. The key point is traffic on everything really climbs starting the month of October and then November. Everyone knows why. In November, December, people are buying tablets, right? People are buying tablets. And so I'm trying to create videos to write my notes on specific tablets. And I'm trying to do review videos, or not, I don't do reviews. I never say I do reviews. I accidentally say that word sometimes. I don't mean it that way. I write my experience on the drawing performance of tablets, right? I'm not a reviewer. I don't hold myself to like, oh, I don't commit myself to every tablet being reviewed. I review the ones I'm interested in, or I talk about the ones I'm interested in talking about. And this year, I'm going to have to do overview videos of several tablets. Which ones are, small pen displays, small pen tablets, et cetera, just revise the videos I did last November. I did those videos late last year. I'm going to do them a bit earlier if I can this year, but I'm so behind, right? And I know new tablets are coming. We know, because they've told us, Huiyon's got a new tablet coming, a new 24-inch. XP Pen has a new one coming, maybe, I don't know, in a week or two. So a few new tablets are going to launch. And so I think, oddly enough, things are going to heat up before the end of the year. So I've got to wait a little bit because new tablets are going to be released. But I want to get more content out there. Why? Because I don't care about views or subscribers. What I care about is people not wasting their money and having a good experience when they get their tablet, okay? So I'm gonna try my best to make sure you know what to get and what to avoid, okay? Let's see. Monty has a comment. I don't like how XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad only runs 60 hertz on the display. I would buy it if it's at least 90 hertz. It doesn't do 90 hertz. I thought in a previous stream someone mentioned that, but I may have mistaken that comment. But I could believe it. Do you notice a big difference between things like 60 and 90 hertz? Because I'm not sensitive to hertz. Just so everyone knows, I tell the story. I'm not sure if I'm ashamed of it. I had a big TV plugged into my computer to watch movies. And one day I was checking the refresh rate, and I discovered I've been watching and drawing with Clip Studio Paint for a year, and it was 30 hertz. I had no clue. Don't get me wrong. I noticed when I flipped it to 60 hertz, but I'm not super sensitive to it. Okay. And so when I flipped the moving pad from 60 to 90, I didn't really notice anything. But some people do notice that. Which tablet are you using, Nobtron? Which tablet are you using? And see, off-prab. I was going to get XP Pen Deco Pro MW, which is right in front of me, by the way. But the IF might be... IF is typical, about 3 gram force, right? Remember, IF is a property of the pen hardware, not the tablet. Just, right? And IF is pretty typical at 3 gram force for the X3 Pro pen series. Since you said the word higher off prep, what pens have you used already? Because if you tell me that, I can tell you based on my data, what you can expect from other pens, okay? If you tell me what you're using now. Rain says Magic Notepad has 90 hertz. Does it? Okay, we're gonna confirm that. I believe you. Give me a second, I'm gonna go get it. One moment. Please. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I have the Magic drawing pad. Let's take a look. Does it have a refresh rate thing here? I guess I should search settings, right? Let's see. Refresh rate. Let me see if I can search display, maybe. Adaptive brightness, dark mode, comfort mode, sleep. I don't see the 60 hertz thing or 90 hertz thing. I mean, I believe it's there. I just, I don't know where to search for it. If someone knows where to search for it, I'll be happy to just try it out. Let's see. Ahmed says, I wish 7 Pens was in Europe instead of US. I have been using GoPaint. It's only Android out that can replicate the Pro. Oh, interesting. Have you ever tried HiPaint? Because people tell me it's very much a clone of Procreate. I'm not sure if that's really true, but I can understand why they say that. It's on Huawei devices. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's some kind of import restrictions in the United States. We can't use a Huawei device. It's like banned or something. The cheaper one has the higher refresh rate. I guess that kind of sense since it's in your device. Interesting. I was really hoping that the 2025 refresh of the Magic Drawing Pad got a display upgrade. The one thing that Magic Notepad, Rain says, the one thing that the Magic Notepad has over Drawing Pad, but the colors are a bit worse, and I believe Notepad is not as strong as the Magic Drawing Pad. I didn't notice the colors worse, to be honest. Off-Prep says, I was using XP Pen Deco LW, good tablet. And the Deco Pro I mentioned was the previous gen. Oh, the old pen, not the X3. Got it. Yeah, those should have a much higher IAF, I think. In my recollection, I don't have a PA pen, but the older XP pens, people have told me that like the IAF is like 5 gram force or something, like pretty high. But I don't have any. I could be mistaking what I remember, and I don't have any of those old pens, right? How long will 6 gigabyte trim last you? I wonder about that too, Monty. Drawing pad is unfortunately in 60. Notepad has 90. Okay, got it. Thank you, Rain, for clarifying. Ahmed says, I have HiPaint, but it can't replicate the latency feeling of Procreate. Interesting. I've noticed that as well, Ahmed. And you said GoPad, it's only available for Huawei devices. Damn, that's a shame. I want to try. I want something that does that, what I think must be stroke prediction to get that low latency feeling. Because I think Concepts does it. Because it feels really fluid sometimes. Nobtron is using a non-screen, the Vike VK640. HiPaint is Procreate with some slight lag. Yeah, that's pretty much my assessment. Okay, let's see, Nobtron, what was your previous question? I'm trying to associate the... I feel like there's a question I meant to answer, but I lost track of it. So if someone reminds me what question I'm trying to answer for somebody, let me know. For those of you who did not catch the earlier stream, I want to show you a special tool I wrote. Let's see if I can just open up my machine here. Give me 1 second. I think you should be intrigued by this. I was very proud of it. I'll say that. Oh yeah, I'll do a couple of tests for you. We did this in the last stream, but it's kind of fun to see this. Okay. So I did this last stream. I'm gonna if for those of you who saw it, I apologize, but I just want to make sure you know this, okay? Because people will say all the time, "Are you sure this is true? Is this claim true of yours?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I'm correct." So let me just refresh this page. So what I'm gonna do is get the probe. I'm drawing on a Wacom Moving, okay? And I believe this is it. Okay, this is a Wacom Moving with the Pro Pen 3. Okay, and this is my typical app I use to test things out. Okay, and the size of the stroke depends on pressure. Okay, now the strokes don't look good. They're a little. You can see some stepping there. That's because of the API. I get 120 data points per second, which is not a lot. You need like 200 or more, and that's just a function of the web APIs. But overall thing, especially when I draw a bit slower, things look smooth, right? Which is normal. I just want you to know that you will see a little bit of things looking rougher just because the algorithm that I use. Okay, so Roughness is due to me. Okay? So people ask me, could I always tell them you only need 2,000 levels of pressure. So I wanted to prove to you interactively this, or show you why I believe this, okay? So first of all, the width changes by pressure, but I'm actually gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna change the color by pressure too, okay? You got it? Notice this is a pen with 8,000 pressure levels. You see that there's segmentation and banding, and that's because it's 120 refresh rate. 120, sorry, not refresh rate, 120 reports per second. So you're gonna see that. So this is the best this can get, okay? Now, let's clear this, and I'm gonna simulate 4 pressure levels. Sorry. Okay, now watch this. Would everyone agree that looks bad? Not what you expect, right? Not fun to see. Okay. Let's try 8 pressure levels. I mean, it's better, obviously, but you can see this is not a great drawing experience. Okay. Let's try 16 or 16. You can clearly see it's better, but it's still segmented. Stroke does definitely look better. 32 pressure levels. Hey, it's actually getting, it's looking way better, isn't it? And no one does pressure to color. I'm just doing that to help you see things. Okay, now watch this. 64 pressure levels. And by the way, this brush size is 50 pixels, okay? We can play this around in any which way you want, but looks pretty good, right? I mean, is it perfect? No, but you would admit it's a big improvement. Notice that the brush size is 50 and this is now 64 brush size, a little bit over. Now 128. I think if your brush size is 50, you need 2 times 50 pressure levels, and we're beyond that now. Right? And remember, some of the segmentation is due to my actual algorithm. But you would admit at 64 pressure levels, or 128 rather, it's pretty good. How about 256? I mean, at least it's better than when we started. Now it's starting the colors are blending in more. Now, I'll still get banding because there's only so many reports per second. Let's try 1,000 pressure levels. And visually, I'm having a hard time distinguishing this. It's getting really hard now, right? Let's jump to 2,000, which is what I claim basically, you need. Now you see a little bit of banding. Let me just go ahead and just jump up to 8,000. Okay, let me draw a screen. So let me draw some strokes with 1,000 pressure levels. Okay. And let me get, sorry. Let me do that again. And is it going to remember that? Okay, it does. And then I'm going to go to 8,000, or I'm going to turn it off actually. I'm going to turn off any processing. So now we're drawing with 8,000 pressure levels because that's what this tablet supports. Okay, let me ask a question. Do one of these actually look any better than the other one? On the left, 1,000 pressure levels. Or was it 1,000 or 2,000 something? On the right, 8,000. Can you see that other things affect the quality than the number of pressure levels? And I didn't need that many to get to what was, what's possible. So I'm just using this as an illustration again to just help people understand. You don't need 16,000 pressure levels is just unnecessary. It's not something you need at all, okay? So I want to demonstrate this in this stream. Okay, the second thing I want to demonstrate was this pressure curve visualizer. Let me refresh this. Not by much, right? And remember, some of the roughness you see is just due to my code. It's not due to the pen. And I have another app I'm going to modify to do the same stuff, which uses more, it's a higher report rate, let's say. And you'll see it, the same thing will happen. Trust me, the same thing will happen. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit what pressure curves do. Yes, Monty, I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. 16K is a marketing gimmick. You don't need 16K. The analogy I used in the previous stream was, if you drive a car that goes 150 kilometers per hour, whatever that is, kilometers. I'm an American. I don't know what kilometers are, but I know a lot of you do, especially at this time of night. If Honda sold you a Honda Civic that went 150 kilometers an hour, and they go, you know what? We have 8,000 different speed levels. Does that mean your car can go faster? No. It means that you can go like 10 kilometers an hour, and the next speed you can go to is 10.01. That might be useful. Now, what if I told you, oh, I can do 16,000 different speeds within the range of 0 kilometers an hour to 150 kilometers an hour? That means you can do 10.0005 miles an hour. Can your car go any faster? No. Is it useful to be able to go 10.001 miles an hour and which is better? Which is more fine-grained? Obviously, at 10.001 miles an hour or 10.0005, which is half of that. Do you really need that much precision? So you see, it starts to get to a point where it doesn't make sense. That's my analogy, right? By the way, I am not saying that cars have discrete speeds like that. My point is, what is the difference? How does it matter to you? And 16,000 is like that. It just doesn't matter. You could say it might matter if you have a brush that has the size of the brush is 16,000. But no one has such a brush. And even if they did, the report rate's only like 200 or 300 reports per second. So how could you possibly ever make use of that, right? It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so on the right we have how a pen actually behaves, physical pressure to logical pressure, and what I showed earlier was yes, Monty, more people need to be aware, absolutely. On the left is a pressure processing curve, so the right's pressure response, the actual hardware behavior of the pen. On the left is a pressure curve that you'd see in a driver or an application. And I built this to show you what actually happens when you do pressure curves, right? Let me move over here and let's show you what pressure curves actually do. You can make things more like that. Oops, what the heck happened there? You can make the pen oversensitive to pressure, or you can make it more linear, right? That's what's actually happening, okay? And the second thing I wanted to show is what happens when you change the borders. What's this do? This increases the IAF. And you have to go quite a way to change the IAF significantly, right? But so I'm going to 50% mark basically, okay? On the bottom. That's how much it changed the IAF. It only went from 0 to 180, but the range of this pen was 600. What about this top one? Well, if I go to 50 here, look what a big impact it had. I went 50% up here, but it really knocked down the max pressure. So anyway, this is all covered in the previous stream, but I just want to show you this because it was kind of fun to show people interactively. Okay, any more questions? I'm just checking the chat. Let's take a look here. Okay, and No questions. Is there anything else I had in plan? Oh, we got through driver drama. I'm gonna check YouTube real quick and see if there's anything that came up with Wacom or Huion. What is going on? Okay, I don't want social topics. I want tablets. Kanto, no, Kanto. I'll be around as long as people want, right? But we ran out of topics, so I'm just checking if there's anything else. So if you have a question, just let me know. Let's take a look here. Hang on. I'm always scared of Twitter, so I'm going to open up in a separate window. Good to see you, Kanto. Always good to see familiar names pop up in chat. Nothing happened there. I'm looking for... Let's see if anything's new from Brad. No, nothing. I saw this. And Tio, does he have anything new up? I love Tio's channel. Big Me 6 e-ink tablet. That's not my field. Oh, yeah, I do want to mention this. I just published a video today comparing. Gosh, Rakil, that's a good question. I can measure that. I don't know. Let's do a little bit of searching on this. That's actually good. A good question. I've wondered that. When someone writes on paper. Okay, let's see. Now remember, this is AI. Who knows? Force applied running paper typically falls within a range of 1 to 5 newtons, but the exact amount. Okay, let's pick 1 newton. Okay, 1 newton to 1 gram force. Let's see if it does this. Come on, just tell me, man. Don't, Huh? That can't be right. A gram force should not be 100. Okay, maybe that means that 1 gram force is... That can't make sense. This doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this AI answer does not make sense to me. Well, Rekkel, I'll tell you this. If you want a... for writing purposes, do you write very lightly? Is that what it is? Wacom, especially Wacom Pro Pen is super light, the lightest in the market. Huion tablets, I use a PW600 pen. They're not that many, there's only like 3 of them. It also has a very low IAF, like 2 gram force, but Wacom's like under 1 gram force, according to tablet expert Cube. But the key thing is it's low. I think a pen and pencil definitely have lower IF than that, honestly. At least it feels that way. But it's pretty low. Meaning it's pretty low for Wacom. Okay, let's see. I don't trust this AI answer. That was weird. Okay, hey, I get an idea. Let's ask. Sorry, you can't see what I'm saying. My mistake. Is that it? Okay, we're gonna try and answer. We're gonna ask AI how much. How many pressure levels I need? Do I need for a drawing tablet? Whoa, this is a decent answer. This is a decent answer. I am surprised. I mean, the number is decent. Let's take a look at what it actually says. You'll need 2,000 to 4,000. Okay, interesting that it picked 2,000 here, but 4,096 here. Okay. With 8,000, 16. Okay, see, this is where it's just, it's spitting out. Oh gosh, I'm getting frustrated. Okay. It is summarizing what is written, not what is known. Right? Higher numbers, like, okay, this is a terrible answer actually. While higher numbers, no, sorry, I'm gonna back that up. It's just weird. There's things I love about this, and there's things I hate about this. Like, I like that it says you need, I like this, that it says you need this much, right? Let me zoom in a little bit for everyone. I like that it says you need about 2,000 to 4,000. Okay, I'm okay with this. And then it says, it implies 8,000 is better. If I recall correctly, Kanto, let me bring this comment up. Hang on. If I recall correctly, ProPens and Wacom ProPen skipped 4,000. They went directly from 2,000 to 8,000. No Wacom ProPen ever had 4,000. Okay? Yeah, Kanto, that's the right. It's pulling from old content and remember, it's pulling from reviews, it's pulling from misinformation and myths and misunderstanding, and it's pulling from marketing material. Right? It doesn't know what the heck it's talking about. Higher numbers like 16,000 offer even finer control. Do they? Are you sure about that? No. The difference is very noticeable. True. I don't even think it's noticeable. Factors like pen comfort and drawing area size are often more important. Drawing area, those are good, but it's missing pressure range, right? You cannot trust these AI answers for drawing tablets. Hey, wait a second. Maybe you can't trust the AI answers for anything. More levels equals more detail. No. I mean, I understand why they would say it. It's not true. Varying line thickness. How many of you draw with a line that has 16,000, like a pixel brush that has 16,000 levels? You let me know. So much for artificial. Look, I love artificial intelligence. I use it all the time. And for vibe coding, oh, I hate that phrase. I use it for. I'm gonna show you what I use vibe coding for, AI for. Gaslighting by big tech. Indeed. Current standard. How can you say it's a standard? What does a standard even mean here? I'm very picky on that word because I worked on internet standards. This is so false. 8,000 has nothing to do with being a professional. It's complete nonsense. Hobbies? No. This is all myths, okay? This is like straight up misinformation. Okay, I do like this. Prioritize other features. Let's see what this discussion said. Is 8,000? Okay, R10 made a good comment. Anything beyond 2,000 is marketing. I agree. Daychrist. Daychrist is one of the mods of our Wacom, by the way. I haven't noticed a difference between Intuos 3 back into... Yeah, I agree with Daychrist. What's this person saying? I'm not sure. Okay, let's skip that. This person also thinks 4,000 is more than needed. Actually, I like this answer. Look at this way. I just had an art pen arrive today. It hit 2,000 levels with these art pen. That's the KP701E. Didn't feel different from the Pro Pen 2 with 4,000. Well, he's got this data. It's 8,000. But like, they don't feel different, honestly. in terms of pressure levels. Now it has different pressure range. It might. Oh, this is Tablet Kitten. This is Tablet Kitten. I'm gonna upvote Tablet Kitten. Tablet Kitten will always tell you what she believes very straightforwardly. I love that about her. He'll never hold back. Literally full-on marketing BS. I agree with Tablet Kitten, but I probably would express it slightly differently. I've been working with 2000 for 15 years. Can't feel a difference. Okay, I upvote this person. Can't feel a difference. Feels, yeah. See how many people say this? They've been using it for a long time. I want to be fair to the 16K pressure levels crowd. You can convince me that 16,000 or whatever matter more than 2,000. You can. But what you'd need to do is get a double-blind study of some sample of users who can tell. And if you can do that, I'll believe you. Okay? And you have to just randomly pick people to do it, and then I'll believe you. Yeah, so this is very interesting. I'm going to save this because I think I want to get back to this later. Very interesting. Okay, I'm looking at chat. Anything else we want to talk about? Because my primary topic was the Wacom driver drama from earlier today. Okay, while we're doing that, I'll just check. I'll check this and see if there's anything else happening. Reddit. Let's go to some. I really need to scan our Wacom and the other drawing tablet subreddits. I sometimes I see topics here. I'll have to respond to this person. If you lower, Rain asks, if you lower the pen output, will that affect the opacity? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, it will affect that. Well, if your opacity is driven by pressure, which some brushes do that and some don't. So it's a good question, and because it's such a good question, let's show you. Okay, so give me a second and let me find. Let's get Krita, and I'll just demonstrate this fact for you. Okay. So, sorry, I got the wrong mouse. Okay, here we go. You should see Krita in just a second. Tell me if you don't. Okay. So let me erase this. Let me move this keyboard out of the way. Okay. Let's pick a brush. So I have this brush, and let's take a look at how it's set. Okay, let's configure it to size maps to pressure, but we want opacity to map to it. So I think it is this under mat. No, not that. Oh, here we go. Opacity. We want this to pressure. So if opacity is mapped to pressure, which now it is, right? And not all brushes have that enabled. If I don't enable that, and I go back to drawing, so I'm drawing on a move ink, by the way, and nothing's happening, right? So let's get now back to that brush, the brush editor. We'll let pressure control the opacity. So I'm going to do this. Now watch. Nothing happened there. Let's figure out why that is. Opacity, pressure. I'm not sure what happened. Well, I should be seeing it being transparent, but maybe I'm misunderstanding what the UI does. Let me try this to see what happens. Something is not... Okay, it's affecting it for sure. Now let's... I'm not sure why I'm only able to get like either... It's only one opacity. I'm not able to affect anything. Oh, I think I understand what's going on. Let's just set this to linear again. Oh, because I have a... Sorry. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Let's go back to the size. I'm going to turn off pressure affecting size. And I'm going to make everything bigger as well. So this is actually really interesting. I rarely don't have opacity set to pressure. I don't draw with such brushes. So you can see right now, it's really odd looking. And I want to change this. And I know why now. There are multiple pressure curves in Krita. That's why I had this set up. The application pressure curve was set to some weird thing. No wonder. I'm glad you asked me this, right? So now, okay. So there we go. Everything's working like normal. Okay. So let's do, if you lower pen pressure output, will that affect output? Absolutely. So when I press, it's normal now. So like when I press harder, it's completely black. I press lighter, it's light. Let's change that. Okay, but remember, I'm changing this setting, not the size, but the opacity. And I'm gonna lower the output range, okay? Now watch with it. I'm gonna lower it to right here. Now watch. Let me delete. And I'm pressing really hard and I cannot get to, right? You see that, Rain? So hopefully that makes sense. Sniping, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, we're done with our primary topic, so please let me know what you'd like to talk about. Totally up to you. And thanks for joining us again. So ask your question about styluses and I'll be happy to talk about it. I think I'm going to need to get some new music for the stream. Maybe when it's late night, I need a little more energy. Okay. Oh gosh, Rain is giving me some challenges. How would you lower overall pressure range without making the opacity range lower? How would you lower overall pressure range? I think what you're saying, okay, let me make sure I understand your question, Rain. You want to press physically in a smaller range, right? But you don't want the opacity to change. You want to change you want to shrink the physical range, but leave the opacity range untouched. Is that right? I'll wait for you to reply. Another way you can say is, besides, you should maybe if you can rephrase it and say, what's the effect you're trying to create? That might help, because I want to make sure I'm answering the question you're actually asking, because I'm not totally sure I got it. Okay, while we're waiting for Rain, Sniping Sideswipe says, what are your thoughts about PW550 against PW600? Is a compelling upgrade? Here's the deal. PW550 and PW600 have the same they have very high maximum pressure, so they're both great in that regard. Okay. I heard the Pentec 4.0 has a chip inside of it. That's what we believe. Does that mean 3.0 has no chip? I'd have to break apart one. I know somewhere I have photos of a PW517, which is a 3.0. I don't know if 3.0 plus does not have a chip or not. I believe it doesn't, and what the chip is doing, I don't know either, to be quite frank. Now, what we suspect that's true because, how can I say? It seems like the pressure cannot be detected, and I think that tablets that support Pentec 4.0 can't detect the position. They can detect the position. They can't detect the pressure of Pentec 4.0 pens. That leads me to believe that the pressure information is digitally encoded thanks to the chip. I could be totally wrong about that, but that's what I believe. Yeah, okay, let's see rain. Yeah, because using the Pro Pen 3 is hard with my favorite brush because it has more overall pressure range. Yeah, that's all. Okay, let me show you how to do that. I think if you have your app with you or ready to try, Rain, let's try this. Here's what I think you should do, okay? Let me get to the brush here. What you want to do is you want to leave the output range. Sorry, I'll do it physically and then you'll get it. You don't want to do this, right? You want to do this. Okay? and really move it over to like 50%, okay? And then, actually, not 50%. A little goes a long way. So move it to like 25, but 50% if you really want to see a big difference, okay? Try that. So now, I'll try it myself. So there, I think you want to hit, does that make sense, Rain? You want to hit the maximum opacity, but you don't want to press so hard to get there, okay? So try that. And to be quite honest, it might be useful for you to do also this, okay? To change it like that. Try that and let me know how it goes. I'll be waiting here if you can do it. I think you might like that better. Then back to your question, sniping. If I get a chance and disable, I don't want to disassemble, because disassemble means breaking my PW550 pens and PW600 pens, but at some point I will probably do that and just see what the hell is inside, okay? But right now I don't want to because I'm measuring those pens for the next year. That's the challenge. So I'd have to buy a pen and break it. Let's paint this a bit more. Okay, don't worry. I got you, Rain. I got you. I know what you're getting at. Don't worry. We're gonna fix this problem. I'll show you how. I'm so happy you're asking. I'm so happy you're asking. Believe me, I got you covered. I got you covered. Okay. I'm gonna pick the G pen, okay? And then I'm gonna go to not brush size, but opacity. Okay, so let's just everyone know what G pen looks like. Okay, that's it. Obviously. Yeah, I don't mind breaking pens. Look, I spent $10,000 a year buying tablets. I don't mind spending $100 on a pen or $50 on a pen to disassemble it. I really don't, right? I have a lot of pens. I have 107 pens. Actually, I think I have way more than that, like more than 120 maybe. But I have a lot of pens. But it does add up. It does add up, right? Just imagine spending $10,000 a year on tablets. I may be, let's see, I've had this channel since 2022. I have spent over $40,000 for sure. So that's, obviously $10,000 per year. I think I might have spent a total of $50,000 by now, if you counted standalone tablets. So I do it because I'm trying to learn and help you. And if I can do this, it's good. That's what matters. I'm gonna make sure people are able to buy the right things. Okay. Sorry. We want to show Rain how this is gonna work. Okay. So this is the G Pen. It is crazy. It truly is crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna spend as much in the future, and the reason is, but sniping, I have to keep them. I have to keep all the tablets because people ask me to test them all the time, right? So it's crazy. I don't know. I think one day, first of all, I'm gonna keep all my Wacoms because they're basically collector items. I have Wacoms that are like almost 40 years old. Huion XP Pen, at one point, I will probably just give them away, honestly. To like, one of my mom's friends, she's involved in some school or something, but the problem is schools want newer stuff, so I don't know who's going to want these things by the time I want to give them away. Let's see. Okay, we want to fix. Sorry, I got distracted. Rain, I apologize. I'm so just loving the conversation. We wanted to solve Clip's problem, and this is very simple. So I'm going to go to opacity, and I'm going to click here. So opacity, map it to pen pressure. Okay. I know your problem. You're like, you can't just move the top. Okay, you can. You just got to be okay. Let's see Rain's problem. Can't drag it. Can't drag it. You can drag it down. Can't drag it left. It's okay. You add a node. Push it here. And you're like, well, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want a curve. I wanted a. I hear you. You know what you do? You add another one. Rain, I'll exaggerate it for you. You drag the second one and you get it real close to the first one. See? You get it now, right? You can do... Now, you don't want to go this far over because a little bit goes a long way. Like, you just want to do it a little bit, okay? But that will work for you in Clip Studio Paint, okay? Try it out and let me... I think that makes sense what to do. Don't give away those Wacoms, especially the Cintiq. Those are novelty. Yeah, listen, I have been buying tablets on eBay that are from 1987 or something, like old tablets from Wacom. I did a stream called The History of Wacom Professional Tablets, and I showed that old tablet. It's really amazing to try this old tech and to see how it worked and how different it was. And you know what's going to be surprising to you? You're going to laugh when I tell you this, honestly. I was super impressed. Let me just show you which tablet I'm talking about so you're not wondering. Let's go here. Okay. It's the SD. Yeah, this is it. This is the tablet I tried. This is a couple of months ago. Okay, look at this tablet. It works, Rain? Good. Does the Wacom Bamboo ones even work entry level? They will work, absolutely. Absolutely. You just have to have a driver, and I use Open Tablet Driver. So I use Open Tablet Driver with this, and look at this. I love it. Listen, you would not believe how wild this was. This thing is very thin, but all the magic stuff, this intelligence, is in this box. Okay, and it's called a, what do they call it? Tablet processor. But look at this. This was actually, when was this? Let's take a look here. Do I have a date? I don't have a date for this thing. It might have been 1987. Let me take a look. If I can see anything closer, I can't. But what's unusual about this tablet? honestly, tell me what you think is unusual about it. Nothing. Nothing is unusual about this. When I held it, it's a little heavier than you'd expect, slightly, but it feels good. The heaviness actually feels premium, okay? And frankly, so to use this, a modern tablet has all this electronics inside the tablet, but in this, it's in here, in this, I think it's called tablet processor or something like that. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta, you know how they say, you gotta own it. You gotta own whatever thing, you know, you're gonna own that special part about yourself. Own it. And this tablet owns it. And it actually looks cool as hell. Yeah, it does. Kanto, yes. Off-white looks great. It looks so cool. I guarantee you, if I put this in front of you and I had open tablet. By the way, this works. I tried it. Oh, no, sorry. I did not try it. Sorry, I back up. I tried a later one than this. But my point is, not Open Tablet Driver, but Cube made a driver that does work with this. Okay, I haven't tried it out because it connects with a serial port, not a USB port. But my point is, if I put this in front of you, you would use it. You would at least look at it and think, "What's that box do?" But you would absolutely not be able to tell this was a quote old tablet. Okay, this looks elegant. It looks slick. It has character. Okay. And I know it looks like it's a rectangle. I get it. People are skeptical, but you can't imagine how good it felt to me just to hold it. It felt like what's the right word? Have you ever held something sturdy versus something flimsy? Like something flimsy that flexes because it's too thin, like I don't know, cheap something. Or modern tablets are pretty flimsy, actually. This felt like a rock. It was absolutely solid, and I have to thank Cube. He found someone selling this on eBay, and I wasn't gonna get it, but I asked him, "Is it baller to get?" And he goes, "Yes." So I went into an eBay bidding war to get this tablet. I spent a lot of money on this tablet, not crazy, but it was like almost $400 to get this tablet, which essentially cannot be used. Like, it probably works, I wouldn't know, but like, I wanted a piece of history and I got it. I'm very happy Cube suggested this. Okay, what is up with Wacom Airbrush Stylus? Stylus felt very specific for something, a simple graphic. Man. You're asking a complex question, Sniping Sideswipe. But I'm going to reveal the truth to you. And I'm going to make a weird statement. I'm actually going to say, if I were to answer your question in a certain way, I would say probably Wacom Cintiq something, and that'd probably be correct. But I'm going to answer a deeper question. Like, really, what was the first one? There were probably tablets that had displays that were before that. I just wouldn't know what they were. They probably weren't marketed as graphics tablets, but I think Wacom had the first pen display. But I'm actually going to show you the first thing that was like what we use, and you'll be surprised. Hang on. Let me just continue on this for a little bit. And this is the only thing that might be unusual. The cable is sort of like, it's fixed. You can't the cable won't change. Like, it's locked in. It's just part of the tablet. Oh yeah, tablet processor. I love this. Listen, when I have a tablet company, I'm going to have a tablet processor. Okay? I'm not joking. I'm going to have a tablet processor, and there's going to be a knob that you turn, and the knob is going to control the pressure curve. I am not joking. There's going to be multiple knobs. There's going to be a knob to change the IF and as much as possible, like gain or something, and there's a knob to change the max. It's going to have 3 or 4 knobs to make you feel powerful and in control. I am going to make sure there is absolutely a box on your desk next to the tablet that makes you feel like you're the most powerful individual in the world. That would be my fantasy, okay? Instead of hiding tech like this, I'm going to bring it front and center. Okay, Uh, look what came with this. It's this piece of paper that says here's how to hook it up to your Mac on a floppy disk. It's wild. I may do another video on it actually. Kanto, check out my stream. I'm going to send the link in the chat just so people know. You know what, Monty? It's no software required. Just like the pressure curve will be there. Maybe there'll be like an OLED display on the tablet processor showing you the curve. Think about how. Okay, I am so excited about this idea. I'm gonna riff on it, but before I do, let me make sure I answer Monty. Okay. Okay. Your pen top is gonna be paper thin. I'll tell you what. At a certain point, I think thinness makes sense. And at a certain point, I think it's too thin. I want it to be thin enough to make you feel like it's premium, right? And I think it can't be like 1 millimeter, right? It's got to be more than oddly enough 4. It's got to be like maybe 10 actually. It's got to be a little bit thicker than you might expect, I would think, to make you feel like it's something. You know how some devices add like metal to give weight to the device to make it feel more premium? That's what I would like, right? Okay. So, what did I want to show you? I just ran out of. I forgot what I was going to say. Sounds like it'd go great with conveyor belt table. Yes. Yeah, I like that. I like that, Kanto. Oh, I lost my train of thought. What did I want to show you? Okay, I'll have to wait for that to come back to me. In the meanwhile, let me close this window. Okay. But yeah, isn't this amazing? Isn't this just like absolutely stunning to see this? I love everything about this. And I have to tell you, if you held it in your hands, you'd be stunned. You would be like, I'm exaggerating, but it would be like going back in time 100 years, right? And discovering someone who was using an iPad. This felt futuristic. And I was really, honestly, it messed with my brain a little bit. And I just thought, wow, Wacom has been producing really great stuff for decades, right? This tablet, let me see if I can find out when this tablet came out. I believe it was SD-5, is it 510C? Release date. Oh, let's try this again. SD, Wacom, SD, 5.1, release date. Let's see. It's in the 80s for sure. 1987. I was 16 years old when this tablet came out. To 1987. Really wild. Okay. Yeah, I was, but I can't remember what the link was, Kanto. What was the link? Oh, I know. Yes. Now I remember. Thank you. I totally lost track of this. That's when, you know things are going good when it's fun, and I lose track of the conversation I meant to have. I'm so excited. Okay, let's find it. This was a stream I did about the history of Wacom professional tablets. Yes, Kanto, you were right. They are absolutely not kidding about decades, okay? So I want to watch the stream. It's a good stream, not to brag. You will not see a stream like this ever. No one has ever done this, and I'm very proud of that. And trust me, it cost me money to make the stream because I had to buy a lot of equipment. Okay, let's see. Let me find it. Channel content. Live. I want to. I believe it was earlier this year. Yeah, here it is. I found it. This was back in May 15th. History of Wacom Pro Pen tablets. Okay, I'm going to send the link in the chat. Okay. There we go. That should be it. And let me just make sure that's all right. I'm going to paste it in here. And yeah, this is it. So these are all the tablets, right? That are pro tablets. And I won't play the video because it's kind of long, right? It's like a 4-hour stream almost. But like, I actually go through the stream and you can see all the I have almost every tablet. After this UD series, right? I have almost every tablet from, oh, you can't, sorry, you can't see. I forget which computer you're looking at. My mistake. There we go. Okay. So this is the stream. Okay. And I talk about a bunch of things. This is back in May. Now, I want to sell you this. This is all the tablets that are pro tablets. There's this UD series. I have a couple of these. Okay. Actually, I have, on what you're seeing on the screen, I have almost every tablet on this that you're seeing screen. Now, some qualifications. Some of these are, you see this -R? That means serial port. And this means A means ADB, Apple Data Bus or Desktop Bus, I forgot. But it's Apple specific. I think I have every tablet on this list except a couple. Okay? So for example, but just to be clear, if it's -U for USB, -R for serial, I only have the USB version for the vast majority of these, okay? But essentially I have every tablet on this list. I have a lot of tablets. Okay? And what I did in the stream is I went down year by year, Dermond, I forgot his name yet. I went by year, and I went by each tablet that was released. The SD series in 1987, which I just showed you. And I bring it up and I talked about each one. Now, by the way, the SD series, this is the one Cube suggested that I buy. And I actually opened the box for the first time. This was an unopened box. It had not been opened since 1987. The Ultra name scheme, yes, Kanto, yes, absolutely. So I opened it up, and you can actually see it as I scroll through here, right? This has never been opened since 1987. So it was almost 38 years ago. Think about that, right? It was in its original packaging. I was so fascinated by this SD series tablet. Mir joined us back then. Right? Take a look at this pen. It has this beautiful red, almost maroon ring on it, which Wacom has never had. And I loved that. Right? It felt good. Now, I didn't use the tablet because I don't have the appropriate driver that works with the serial port. I don't have a Mac. But it was wild going through this experience and reading through I even looked at the manual, right? And it was crazy because in the manual they talk about things we'd never talk about today. I'll show it to you actually really briefly. They have these all this information about how the tablet works, which you'll never see in a modern tablet. They never explain to you how EMR works. They used to. They talk about dip switches, right? Look at this. Here are all the dip switches on the tablet processor, right? You have to actually physically change switches on this thing. They tell you how to pronounce Wacom. And then I went through year by year, right? And here's the UD series, which I have. And I unboxed that, and I just kept going through all these things, right? And I even examined, you just saw there a second ago, diagonal wobble. And I showed some of these older Wacom tablets actually had diagonal wobble, right? And the newer tablets have much less of that. Yeah, it's a fun stream, and I want to do kind of a stream on because it was 4 something hours. I want to do like actual pre-recorded videos where I talk about specific ones, but it's going to take, it just takes me effort to do these things. It takes a while. Oh, I showed the huge Intuos 4 XL, right? You see how big this is? It's crazy size. And then all the way to, a modern Intuos, right? So I just wanted to share that because, it was a real journey. Also, I hope you can tell I lost some weight from May to now. I'm down, 15 pounds? Okay, so that should be obvious. I know I'm not a thin guy right now, but it should be obvious I'm a little thinner than in this screenshot. I thank my dietitian for that. Okay, any other questions? I'm looking. So Sniping Sideswipe, have you heard about the new XP Pen Artist Pro 18? I think Sniping, I think you're talking about the XP Pen Artist Ultra Pro. Artist Ultra Pro 16, not the 18. Thank you, Kanto. And Monty, progress is progress. Progress, not perfection. By the way, I'm down 40 pounds from last year, so I want, not to brag, but that's pretty good progress. Sniping, I think we saw them blog about that. So the answer to the question is yes, it's a 16. So creative block our XP Pen. We'll find it for you. Artist Ultra. And it's coming out very soon. Yeah, here it goes. This is the one I think you're talking about. XP Pen Artist Ultra 16. Right? I don't think they have an 18. Thanks, Monty. Thanks, Gonto. I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. It feels, I'm going to just talk about health for a second. It feels so much better to be lighter. It feels great. Okay? It honestly feels great. And I'm disappointed I didn't do this earlier. So I want to just continue this process. Yeah, this is the one. So this is coming, Sniping, and also the Huion. Huion's got a 24-inch Pro tablet. I believe it's a Pro coming soon. And they've been hinting at it. In fact, if you go to... Let's see if you can go to YouTube for a second. Everyone's got a review unit now. I don't take review units, by the way. But let's find T.O. And go to... I think it's on one of his shorts. Yeah, so you can see right here. I'm going to play the audio. Hang on, I'm going to turn off the background music for just a moment. Okay. And I think this will be playing. Let's see if it does. Okay, it's not playing. No worries. We'll see if I can correct that. System audio. Okay, let's try this. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can click on the volume icon.
2025. It's an artist series pen display, and I am not sure how much information I can review.
Let me restart.
Hey everyone, today I'm giving you a teaser to this new pen display that XP Pen will launch on the 26th of September 2025. It's an artist series pen display, and I am not sure how much information I can review. Let me unbox this quickly to show you what's inside, and this is color calibrated at the factory. I would consider this a medium-sized pen display. Let me give you a glimpse of the matte textured glass. In the box, you will find a power adapter and plugs, cables, a stand, and the pens. Two X3 Pro pens, one big, one small for your preference. There's also the ACK05 shortcut remote. This is really thin, like many of their pen displays nowadays. One USB-C video connection is possible. 2 if you need extra power. You can expect good drawing experience, obviously, but not just that. You can do things like this,
So it has touch.
this, and this. Without giving away too much info, let me just say that the PPI for this display is 282. It means this
4K.
display is really sharp. I'll try to put out the full review on the launch date itself. Meanwhile, to find more information regarding this product, you can follow XP Pen on their Facebook page, which I will link in the video description below. Hey everyone, today I'm giving you a teaser to this new pen display that XP Pen will launch.
Okay, so you saw that, right? Yes. Okay, now that you mentioned it, Kanta, then who knew Huion seems to be targeting Cintiq Pros. Let's go ahead and make sure everyone knows what is going on here, because Creative Block covered that as well. Let's make sure people see it. Creative Block. Huion. Okay, let's see. Let's just try Creative Block, and then we'll get to the site, and then we'll search for Huion, because it should still be up. There was an article here. I can't find it anymore. But anyway, they have a 24-inch coming. Touch, apparently. So it's going to be amazing, I think. And Kanto, I believe you're right. I think it's going to be targeting Cintiq Pros. It's going to be a real challenge for Wacom. Look, everyone's releasing amazing products. I'm so happy with Wacom's Cintiq 16 2025, Cintiq 24 and 24 Touch 2025. It's heating up again. It's heating up again, and I love seeing it. I'm here for it. Sniping. In terms of stylus performance between PW550 and X3 Elite, PW600, easy answer. Easy answer. The closest is the PW600 series. No doubt about that. Okay? No doubt about that. Next is PW550, and then after that is X3 Pro, but it's very inconsistent in terms of max pressure. And then X3 Elite, which is more consistent, but the max pressure isn't high. Let's see that comment again. Yeah, Pro Pen 2, Pro Pen 3, we can just think of them the same level, right? They're both the gold standard. I have now switched to using the Pro Pen 3 only if a tablet supports it. But they're both, you're right, they are the gold standard, no doubt about that. Let's get that music going again. I saw, Monty says, I saw the specs of the Ultra XP Pen. It's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Look, we are, you know that scene, who says it in the Avengers? Hang on, I'm going to find it out. In Avengers, who says we are in the end game? Okay, let's find this out. Doctor Strange, okay? In Avengers Infinity War, which I loved, Infinity War, it's Doctor Strange who says, we're in the end game now. And I would like to tell you, honestly, we're in the end game now. And what does that mean? We are about to hit a very wild time, because what used to be considered pro is in one more generation. So first of all, in this coming generation, the Pentec 4.0 generation and the X3 Pro Pen generation, they are just banging on the door of the Pro generation of Wacom tablets. And the things that are differentiating the tablets are getting harder and harder to find. Now, the next generation after the ones that are come out this year, so let's say in 2 to 3 years, I think it's going to be a real challenge for Wacom. I'm not saying they can't respond to it, but it's a real challenge, because what happens is things that are pro, the features bleed into non-pro. Etch glass used to be a pro-only feature in non-Wacom tablets. It's now it's coming to be like a normal feature. Okay, so in a couple of years, every tablet you get is gonna, the basics, pressure, tilt, are going to be essentially Wacom quality. That doesn't mean they're an easy choice, because Wacom still has good support. Wacom has lots of things going for it. But in terms of just like how the tablets behave, how well they work, every tablet's going to be good. Every tablet is going to be good on the market in a couple of years. They are so close to being just good for every reason right now, especially the newest ones, the Pro ones. But even the consumer ones in the future are going to be super good. They're starting that way. Canvas 13 Gen 3 is a great example. It would have been considered a Pro tablet not that long ago. It is better than the Pro tablets that released in 2021 from Huion. So we don't need to have, we don't need to worry about pressure sensitivity and pressure levels and all that. Everything is going to be amazing. Then we have to see who's going to win in those battles and who can add real value. Can Wacom maintain their price premium? Don't know. I hope they can, because I want someone to set new bars. And I want Huion to succeed. And I want XP Pen to succeed. But they're going to have to change the game, because I don't believe just saying more pressure levels is going to be enough. Let's see. Kanto, it's this, right? Can you clarify what that referred to, Kanto? I may have lost the context. Rain, what I'd like to see is more consistent performance between pens. Generally, yeah, I would too, Rain, and I think we're getting there. I just wish the XP Pen, X3 Pro pens were more consistent. Huion's nailed it with their PW600s, based on my measurements. But yeah, Wacom has been great at that, and I have the data to prove it. I have absolutely the data to prove it. That's why, one of the things I'm starting to tell people these days is, look, you can't just look at the tablet. People need to understand the pens, right? Because most of us draw pressure sense in a sense that we're pressure sensitive, right? If that's you, and that's most people, I believe, you need to know how the pens respond to pressure. And Wacoms are super consistent in the Pro line, right? And Huion's it's there with the PW600 pens. Kanto, I'm currently making an emergency purchase and going for an iPad Air for its consistency. In my testing, which could have been flawed, I found the Apple Pencil had remarkably consistent and very linear pressure response. I got to do more testing, but it shocked me. I was always getting like 500 gram force pressure with a Apple Pro pen. That I found remarkable. They must be really calibrating those pens, and their manufacturing process just must be so on point. Apple's very secretive, so I don't have any details about the Apple Pencil tech, but they are very consistent from my experience. Okay, I need to take a quick bio break. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and let's take a look at the questions. Sniping Sideswipe says, oh, Deco Pro XLW just came. Good. That's the Gen 2, I assume. I'll be right back. Might post my verdict. It's good. I like that. I like drawing with it, right? I like large pen tablets, and it's very nice. Okay, it looks like you have to go. Look forward to hearing from you again, sniping. Even Xiaomi has Android tablets that have etched glass. Yeah, exactly. Things are just getting better. I meant the... Oh, I'm trying to find it. Thank you for reminding me. Give me a second. Oh, where was it? At least I can check my previous stream notes. I found it. Okay, I found it. Let's copy it. Let me get there first. Yeah, here I found it. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. This is it. This is on Creative Block as well. I wish I could tell you about Huion's new 4K drawing tablet. So that was the right link. Let's paste it in the chat. Thank you, Konto, again for reminding me. So 4K, they don't have a name. I guess it comes with a remote. It's hard to tell in the picture the difference between the remote edge and the bezel of the tablet. So it looks like the tablet has a big dial. It does not. That's the remote. So it's 4K. Let's see. They say some other things here. I believe they say it has touch, but we'll see. Etched glass, of course. This is such a marketing material stuff. Yeah, it's touch. It's touch. 4K, 23.8 inch, touch. I could have sworn I saw some specs in here, actually. Some additional specs. Some of this is pure marketing, like this item. Sensitive, natural, almost telepathic. Come on. That's marketing. Look, I love the new series of Huion pen displays, but come on. Comes with 2 pens, which is good. Screen surface has been reimagined. We'll see. And definitely better than the old Canvas Pro 24. So that was one of the questions. Is this a Pro model or not? I suspect it's a Pro model. Bigger, sharp, yeah. So we don't have too much data here, but something is coming very soon. And I'm hoping we'll get some pen tablets with Pentec 4.0. Okay. So I think we've covered some good stuff. I think I'm going to call it a night and get to bed, which means in an hour I'll be in bed. Everyone, I just want to say it's been a fun stream. I didn't have too much to talk about, honestly, but your questions were really good. Really good. Got me very excited. And I'm really glad I got a chance to revisit the stream about the history of Wacom Pro tablets, and I'd invite you to check it out. The link is in the chat. Let me make sure I'm going to paste it again just in case anyone else might want to get there. And I'm going to try to make videos for each era, but it's just going to take a while. Anyway, have a great day or night, and I love this community, and I hope we'll have many more streams, okay? See everyone, and stay perfect. Okay, ending this.